Hey everybody, it's Rob the Backyard Gardener, and I know I have been away for a while. I apologize for that. But I do want to get you updated on my avocado trees grown from seed that are now just about 7 months old. So I'm going to apologize in advance. I know it might be hard to hear me. I do have my waterfall going right now. It's a nice sunny Texas day, and I'm probably going to be in the pool for a little bit after this, but I wanted to get you guys updated on my avocado trees, kind of series 2, grown from seed. These were sown on January 13th, 2020. So on August 13th, which is just a few days away, they'll be 7 months old. The ones in the black pots are all the ones that I directly sowed into soil, and the ones in the white pots are the ones we started in the water and toothpick method. And you can see by the sheer size, these ones are a little more leggy, a little more long, but they're a lot more bigger than these ones. Now I will tell you, I've kept these mostly indoors, but the last week I've put them outside, which is why they're kind of leaning to one way. They were on the patio out of the direct sunlight, but kind of leaning towards the sunlight just so they can go ahead and get some sun, if you will. So they've been struggling a little bit. You'll remember in the last update, we had some soil mite issues, and this one was not looking very good. You can see the leaves have permanent damage from it, and it just recently started to sprout some top sprouts, but we did lose several leaves on a few of these. We lost some leaves on this one. Matter of fact, you can see it up here. We lost some leaves. We lost a few leaves on this one, a few on this one, and these took forever. The ones that were done in the water method took a while to get some new buds breaking. But the reason I want to do an update today is they have outgrown these pots, and we're going to be getting them bigger pots. Now, avocados do like a water retaining but well draining soil, if you will, and that's what we've got in here. I'm just going to be adding that to a little bit of potting soil to get them in the next size pot. The next size pot's probably about twice as big as this, so I'm curious to see how much better they do. But it is a daily or every other day watering right now to keep these guys fed, and I'm gonna believe that the roots are probably a little root bound, maybe in a few of the pots. We'll have to see. Let me get my tripod set up. I'm gonna get my pots set up first, and then we'll take a look and see how root bound, if they are, these plants are. I almost forgot. Before I do that, one of the plants that looked like it was the worst off did actually end up just about dying, but it has made it. This is the one that I said was heavily laced with those white soil mites, and I thought it was a goner. It lost all its foliage, the top part died, but it looks like we might be better off than I thought. I'll probably cut off this end that's not doing good once this little node grows a little bit longer, but we'll keep a hold of them. We're probably not going to replant this one today, only because I'm concerned about moving it again. It's just now starting to recover. Anyway, I wanted to give you an update that we did lose one, or at least I thought we lost one, and it looks like it might be okay. We'll have to see how it goes on the next update. The next size pots I'm using are these bigger pots right here. These have got to be 3-gallon pots, I guess. So we're going to be going from 1 gallons on these, and this one's a smaller, probably half-gallon pot, to the larger 3 gallons. So it'll be a lot more room for these guys. Let me get it set up. We'll pull one out and see what the roots look like. So we're gonna start with this first plant right here. We're gonna see what the roots look like. I think I feel roots, but then again, you never know until you get it out. Hopefully this all goes well. So it's not that root bound, but we're gonna go ahead and give it some more room anyway. We'll just set it right in here like this, and I will backfill around this. Normally I like to break the roots up a little bit, and we'll be doing some of that, but I don't want to damage them because these plants have struggled a lot lately, but I do want to get that filled up and bring you guys back. So the pot's a little bit overkill, but I do want it to be overkill because I don't want to remove these from these pots for a little bit of time. I'm thinking that these pots will be their home for the rest of the summer, fall, and likely winter. I did put a piece of PVC pipe in here, if you will, just to give it something to anchor to. This one is pretty leggy, just like those other ones up there, and when I put it in its new pot, it did want to dance around left and right, and I don't want to jeopardize maybe it splitting or breaking. So we'll use that temporarily. Plus, eventually, if I wanted to, I can use this to fill up the bottom of the pot to get water down to where the roots will be. Anyway, I just finished giving it its first soak. It did drain a little bit out. We're gonna give it one more soaking, make sure the soil is compacted down a little bit, not much. I'm not gonna firmly pack it, I'm just gonna pat it down, top it off as necessary, and then we'll get the next ones done. If I run into one of the plants that is severely root bound, I'll show that on camera. Otherwise, I'll be back and let you know how they all look and some final thoughts. As an FYI, I forgot to mention that I am adding a little bit of river rock to the bottom to help it drain. Not that that's necessary with the soil I'm using, but I just want to make sure we get a good drain like we are on that one. What are you doing, Kai? What are you doing? What are you doing? So a lot of them look like this, somewhat root bound. So it's definitely time to transplant them. Avocado plants do not like to be root bound. And you can clearly see that this guy has been moving around inside the walls of that pot. And of course, the walls will be hotter outside when I put them outside for sun. So definitely got to get them inside some newer pots. Just wanted to bring you in. I said I'd show it to you if I encountered some root bound plants. And in my haste, I forgot to show a few of them. Anyway, that's what it's looking like. Now we got to give it some space. All right, so I'm back. I've got 4 of them repotted, and I even added a little bit of wood chips on top just because they're gonna be outside a lot more over the next month to get as much outdoor sunlight as they can. And I wanted to make sure I have that soil as moisture retaining as possible, and the mulch will definitely help. But I've got all 4 of them in their own pots now. Those were the 4 that I directly sowed from seed. Those are the 2 that are surviving that were done with the water and toothpick method, and I decided for the sake of more experimenting to not transfer those out of their pots. I pulled this one out of the pot and the roots were not even that bad, so I thought, you know what, let's not mess with these right now and see how they do. We'll give it the next update and then maybe I'll transfer them next. At the end of the day, we've almost lost 1 back there, and we've got 4 directly sown and 2 water and toothpick method left. Obviously, there's quite a bit of height difference on the ones started in the water versus in the soil, which tells me maybe it's just better to use the soil instead of the water and toothpick. Either way, just wanted to give you guys one last look at them. Obviously, they'll be a little bit tired after the transplant shock. I'll leave them on the patio. They will not be in direct sunlight for a couple of days until they get acclimated to their new homes, if you will. Well, there you have it, everyone. That's my update on my avocado trees grown from seed at just about 7 months old. Sorry for my absence on the channel lately. I've had a myriad of problems with pests. I cannot believe the types of pests we had that infiltrated my apple trees, my pear trees, my peach trees, you name it. And on top of that, it's been an odd summer for harvesting. I have gotten my fair share of tomatoes and peppers though, so that has kept me at least going over the summer. Anyway, if you enjoyed this avocado tree grown from seed update at 7 months, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy gardening and thanks for watching.